Good evening, I'm Athena Drage. A News Channel 3 I-Team investigation tonight on a local golf club facing litigation over its men-only policy. I-Team investigator John White is working to get answers on this legal battle and how it's ending up in court.
The Plantation Golf Club, men only. This is the club in Indio. No sign welcoming members at the entrance. Just a reminder that it is private property. Now a lawsuit is challenging the club's men-only policy, and a trial date is set for next year. Tonight, we're taking our first look at what's behind the litigation.
You'll get to the parking lot, and that's pretty much as far as you go. If you're a female, you're not even supposed to get that far, and they'll turn them around.
Attorney Tomas Morales argues the plantation is in violation of California law by excluding women. I've been combing through the litigation. A suit filed in 2020 in North San Diego County, a cross complaint from the plantation, then another suit filed in Riverside County. The plantation is a former date farm along Monroe Street, just south of Avenue 50. In this view, you can see how prevalent those trees remain to the property and the golf course. We toured the facility from the street, only able to get sneak peeks inside the club. It boasts an elite membership. This roster from 2018-19 reveals professional golfers and other athletes from major sports, along with top business leaders here in the Valley and beyond, major developers, builders, financial leaders, doctors, and attorneys.
What is happening is, as a nonprofit, as a 501c7, essentially the taxpayers are subsidizing some of the wealthiest people in the country in being one of the most exclusionary clubs in the country. And that just doesn't sit right with a lot of people. Doesn't sit right with me.
The lawsuit against one of the Valley's most exclusive golf clubs comes from the owners of this very exclusive property here in the East Valley, an expansive olive ranch that surrounds a beautiful estate, all surrounded by walls and heavy, heavy security. That plaintiff is JCM Farming, which had a business relationship with the club. Turns out JCM includes John Morelli, who was also himself a member. Why was he a member at a male-only nonprofit club, and now he's suing them because they're a male-only nonprofit club?
Well, he left, well over a decade ago, almost a decade and a half, because not so much having to do with what's happening today, but because of the direction the club took.
In 2007, JCM Farming reached a date palm growing agreement with the plantation. JCM would provide young date palms. Plantation would grow them to maturity on the golf course or on 10 acres next to the course. They'd be sold and they would split the profits. The suit alleges the plantation terminated the deal in 2016 when it decided to sell those 10 acres to entities affiliated with the Coachella and Stagecoach festivals. The plantation's cross-complaint argues it lived up to the deal and bought out the remaining trees at a fair market value of $58,750. JCM argues revenues could have eventually exceeded $20 million, a big difference.
The projected revenues in the tens and 20 some odd $million range. They thought it would make too much money and they wouldn't be able to exclude women.
JCM Farming is no stranger to litigation. It took on the Valley's hot air balloon industry because it didn't want balloons flying over its ranch and estate property in the East Valley. So it cost you a great deal of money.
At $355,000 was expenditured.
Will LaPointe of Balloons Above says that was the total legal bill for the industry when they faced litigation from JCM.
There was 14 balloon companies in the Valley. All of the smaller ones just, hey, I'm not going to sit and every couple of weeks I'll get a phone call and I've got to run over to Riverside County because that's where it was at and deal with sitting in the courtroom waiting for the judge to slam his gavel.
We don't know if we halted the balloon industry. It wasn't any legal ruling by any court in any case that we brought.
LaPointe says the legal case amounted to harassment, making him sympathetic to the plantation.
They choose to have it only for men. Why not? Isn't there things that are only for women?
On that issue, I reached out to the woman who took on Augusta National Golf Club, the home of the Masters, over 20 years ago in a very public battle, Martha Burke.
It's not a very good image.
Back then, she was chair of the National Council on Women's Organizations. She argued that Augusta had an exclusive membership of business leaders and women were being excluded from business opportunities. She believes the men-only policy is wrong, but isn't sure it's illegal.
So you question whether there's going to be a legal merit to saying you have to allow women?
I think it's a moral question much more than a legal question. I think they're damaging their own credibility, for one thing.
The argument from JCM is that it is a violation of something called the UNRRA Civil Rights Act here in California. Right now, the cases are being consolidated in San Diego County, and a trial date is set for May 15th of next year. Now, I did speak with the attorney for the Plantation, Garrett Smith, who told me simply, we don't comment on pending litigation. Stay with News Channel 3 for any new developments on this. For the I-Team, John White, News Channel 3.